All right. Good morning, traders. Good morning. Good morning. You should see my screen. You
And
should be able
you
to
don't
chat
don't wear
with
your
me
socks
and
pulled
with
all the
each
way up.
other.
Push them down, okay?
Don't what?
Don't wear your socks all the way pulled up. Try to go barefoot in
Um,
those shoes if you can.
Yeah, okay.
You, yeah, that's it. I'm like, what else? That's all. Okay. Good morning, Kyle. Good to see you. Good morning, Doug. Good morning, Kent. Happy Monday. Good morning, Bob C. Mike. Good to see you both. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Mark. Love it. Good energy. Good Monday morning energy. Good morning, John. Yeah, good crew. Officially, good morning. Welcome out to the Options Income Launchpad Monday Market Kickoff. I'm Scott. As we transition, from uh, market posture, second great week in a row. Not like that was a pretty good week. We got 3/4 of a point. It's huge. So a second great week in a row. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Renee. Good to see you both. Good morning, Peter. It's well, let's go hit it. It's kind of a lot. So, whoops. Always, education, illustrated purposes only. No recommendations, not brokers, not advisors. Don't give personal investment advice. Decisions made are at your own risk. Yada yada yada. Agenda, the usual. We're going to dive in, talk about the market, talk about what we saw over the weekend, talk about what we're looking for this week. So let's just start right here. Good morning, Tom. Yesterday we did our posture, and I had it was kind of funny. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 components with a half a point jump. 1 with a quarter point, and volume for me did nothing. The Oracle, even more so. Everything improved. Long term got better by a quarter of a point. And this was the interesting one. We've never had this before. The Oracle is throwing something new into the mix with a 1.5 point jump in one indicator. And I'm like, you know what? I used to be like, oh, I don't want to have to, but I'm gonna let it play out. I'm not gonna try to like curb what it's trying to accomplish or what it sees. I'm gonna let it play out. We'll see what happens. It got a quarter point. Actually, no, I thought it. Let's see. Yeah, quarter point on volume, quarter point on major market, uh, quarter point on volatility. Actually, sector rotation stayed the same. I thought everything improved. Sector rotation for the Oracle did not improve, but it did on the others. Sandy, good morning. Good to see you. Okay. Okay. What else? Let's keep going. Strong. That's the bottom line. Strong. Sorry. Um, from a -2.25 to a positive 1.75. That's a 4 point swing. And the Oracle, for confirmation, did 4.25. And I know we have at least 2 or 3 people who have built their own similar models and run their own analysis I didn't hear a single person not talk about that. So very, very strong. What does that mean to see that much of a jump in the market posture? It can only happen with strong institutional participation. That's the only way. The only way. It cannot, we can't have like weird little blips that would cause our posture to shift like this. I've been doing this posture for almost 20 years now in some format, refined to this style for probably at least 15 to 17. It cannot see this type of jump if it's not accompanied by strong institutional participation. That's why it's meaningful to us. Now, does that mean like, oh, that's it? The market's just bullish now? Of course not. Right now, we're like, oh, well, we've got some negative news over the weekend. How negative? Let's go see. There was a problem with this tool. Okay, let's reload this one. But let's actually go here first. Um, marginally. Marginally. When they say stocks sag, um, the S&P's down 0.13, the Nasdaq 0.21, the Russell is actually up 0.05. The Dow is up 0.05. The Russell is not up 2%. It's not. I can all but assure you that is the case. Do I have an issue here? Hold on. I think I do. Bear with me. Good morning, El Jago. Good to see you. Let me go to SPY. Okay, minus 0.2. So yeah, if we go look at the IWM, it's down 0.27. It's not up 2%. Yesterday or Friday was up 2%. Today it is down about a 0.25%. So we have a little bit of negative news in tensions flaring. Where? Strait. The Strait of Hormuz is the focal point now of this conflict. Hopefully that is in resolution stage, but I think that there's some skepticism. How skeptical is the market? Not very. Not very. I mean, to be fair, like it's hard to see this thing doing anything but having some kind of a consolidation, right? Some sort of a retracement of some kind. We've got old resistance coming through about 697 or so ish. My line is not very straight. Okay, I'm going to redo it. That's so sloppy. Let me try harder this time. Okay, look at that. Much better. All you got to do is use the right tool. Yeah, that's kind of where I would be thinking first off. I'd have a little zone that even if it came down a little bit further than this and turned, it's obviously we'd all be like, yeah, we've got this beautiful trend line that's come back into play. Um, Good morning, Stephen D. Had to stop and select the live meeting again to get in. Doesn't work if waiting early. Oh, okay, interesting. Market climbs a wall of worry. It does have a tendency to climb walls of worry. That's back. That's if you've never heard that term before, that's quite true. You know, so that's a good point. Kyle, I think setup and market action is extremely bullish. Markets are barely down on this news. Yeah, I concur. As I said, a 4 point swing on the market posture cannot be accidentally achieved. It cannot be like, oh, we just sort of stumbled into a little jump in the market. No, the things that we look at and the way that we look at them are designed so that they're really hard to be tricked. Like it's like things have to happen in a certain way in order for us to see what we see. Now, do I think that uh, bad news could certainly, you know, reverse things if obviously if we got new information, but we're playing on new information and the market's hardly blinking. So there you go. I think we have a pretty good perspective. The hard part is this: do you believe? Do you see any evidence that would support that this thing could just keep climbing this wall of worry for another week in the same fashion that it has? And by Friday, we're up here around 740. Right? Here's 730 here. Like, can it make another week? Like there's a week here and then there's a week here. You can kind of see these are 2 weeks in a row. And there was only one day of volume at the very, very beginning of the first one. In fact, actually, it wasn't even on the first one because the week actually went from there to there. So, can we make one more move like that without a lot of volume based on the news we have now? Obviously, I'm skeptical of that, and so any kind of a continuation trade right now is very difficult, right? To put a new trade. Now, if you're managing existing trades, okay, you're in it. You're in it, you're carrying it, you're trying to see what's going on. But do we think that this is a setup where I could be right? So what would we have to think about here? Let's just use SPY as the example. I'd have to decide where am I wrong? Well, we're saying that this thing could make a flag down to here, and it's a beautiful setup. So if somebody got in now, would we let it go all the way down to here and have to put a stop loss here? And now that would define my risk level. So now I would need one of these moves just to get 2 to 1 and have a 2 to 1 reward to risk scenario. I would have to be like, this thing has to get up here. Gosh, this sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. The second half of the statement, anything is possible. But what we're not thinking is what's possible, what's probable. What because I have to be able to say to myself, okay, if it did it again, I could get maybe a 2 to 1 out of it only just because of the volatility and where I'd have to put a stop. Then think about what's the probability? Would we say 50-50? If you think it's a 50-50 chance it makes that move, well, then yeah, you've got a trade on your hands. 50-50 a probability, 2 to 1 reward to risk ratio. That's a positive event. But if you're looking at this like, I don't know, 10-20% chance, right, then we're like, I might not have it. Now, if I have a pullback, then it changes everything, right? If I'm patient and I can get this pullback and I get in here and I can put a stop loss at the basically the same place, right? Down here. Well, there's my risk and I don't even need it. I could probably have it get to like 724. And now I'm getting a 3 to 1, right? As opposed to this 2 to 1 where and the probability I would put at 50-50. Probability now 10-20% for a 2-to-1. Wait, be patient, get a 40-50% probability with a 3-to-1. Um Stephen D says I suspect low volume. Uh Market will stay bullish but cautious. Do expect some pullback. Okay, fair. Market Maverick said yeah. Well, and that's, so Kyle's comment, he said, what's probable is against what everyone else thinks is probable, which would label you a contrarian. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Okay. Um, let's go look at the intraday to see if there's some meat on the bones for our day traders. Well, not yet. But that, my friends, is a pretty tight. Let me get a dotted line. So the way I like to put the opening range is I like to put a dot like this, solid line at the bodies, dotted lines at the extremes, and I sort of have this beginning understanding. Now, of course, we have 2 more minutes, so I may be premature. You can see that current candle just pushing right up against that opening range line. Um, I mean, if we broke the upside, I think 712, 712 and a half. That's 3 points to the upside. That's a reasonable, you know, intraday projection. We can't see the downside. If we break the downside, it's going to be obviously more retracement. Um, oh, Peter, look at that. Peter's like, I shorted Intel Friday, 5 minutes before market close. Love it. Okay. So it looks like it's down. Yeah, I mean, at least it's down, what, about 4%? Um, is the range locked in? Oh, interesting that candle was flirting with the top and then it's down sitting on the bottom. And we've got about 30 seconds before the opening range is locked in. Okay, let's go take a look at that. Let me back out of this real fast just to kind of see like there. If we break the downside, you got about 2.5 points until you find the bottom of this. If you start to fill the gap, there's not a lot in there. Okay. Intel. Intel was looking again contrarian, right? Contrarian. Ooh, that was a pretty steep one too. Look at that. It's all it. Let me back out of that. Okay, I like it, Peter. What's the target? What's the target? What's the levels? Where's the first place where you think I'm gonna peel a little off here, just to sort of ease the tension, lock in a little gain, maybe tighten up where the stop is. Where's the prize target? And would there be a trail stop last piece that you would try to hold if it does achieve the primary target? I mean, and that might be not really the same construct that you work off of. Don't know yet. Okay, so there you go. That's what I'll have you be thinking about, which is very similar to like how we design the trade alerts. What do we do first? We have a take profit spot where it's like that's just an easier to reach, higher probability. And this is anyone who is in a trade that's making some money right now, and you're thinking about this. You're making some money, and you're thinking to yourself, where's you know, a easy zone where would I put it? I would probably say there, right across like this, maybe through here, like somewhere in there is that first zone, where it's like, hey, you know what, as it hits into that, there's some money there for us. Now you'd only have until, is it before or after? After 423. That's Thursday. So you got a few days to see if this thing just sort of pulls down into earnings. um I would actually probably, as I look at this with that much time, and I'm just obviously just kind of waxing philosophically according to myself. But with that much time, I actually would probably say that's my first line. And I would probably say maybe there, where I think to myself, hey, I can pull a little piece off, make some money, then pull more off. Could even be like 25%. And then you have like, can it go further? So the first 25% maybe there, then another 50% here, and then you've got 25% that you think, all right, trail stop. If it keeps falling, great, because it could, right? I mean, it could come all the way back. It could retrace all the way back to 55. Is there anything that has us thinking it will? Not really, right? I mean, it's just like, well, it could fall. Yeah, it could. Great. So how do we do this? It could also bull flag, right? It could also bull flag where it drops for 2 days and then shoots the other way. And then it's like takes everything away. We've seen that. We all know how that goes. That's what also could happen. So what we want to do is construct this, remembering that again, there's this last piece, there's not a lot of time due to the fact that it's constrained by earnings. All right. I don't know. I wanted to talk through. I'm very excited when someone's willing to share a trade. Thank you, Peter. I hope that was helpful. Feel free to ask a follow-up question since you were willing to share. Let's go. Let's just take a real quick peek at how that opening range finished, and then let's go through our list and see what we have. Okay, so already we're pushing. We haven't broken the range, but we've broken the body. So we'll see. We'll see. What was it? Oh, I forgot to look at Walmart this morning. Let me go take a peek at it. Oh, it never actually. So I was looking at Walmart thinking there's a chance to maybe pick it up if it dropped into here, but you can see it actually tested higher, due to the way that the market opened. This would have a hike in Ashy now. So I would at least be able to put my stop like under today's low 125. That's 3.5 points. 7 puts me at 135.5. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And again, if anyone else has a trade that you're thinking about, just throw it out there. Throw it out there and let's talk about it. Alcoa post earnings today, it's kind of flat. You can see the stochastics is pinching. There could be something there. Didn't somebody tell me there was an aluminum shortage? Or if you were in the UK, an aluminium shortage. That could certainly help continue putting this type of upward pressure. Apple, it's a bit overextended still. Archer Daniels looks like it's also trying to find a support level. It's not It's not making like big jumping higher highs, but 74 is not bad actually. If you can get to 74 again, that's 6 points to the upside. Could I risk two to get six? There may be a 3-1 here for all we know. Applied materials, nope, not yet. Still waiting. AMKR, still overextended. What do you think about Amazon? Jamie asked. I like Amazon. I haven't even seen it yet. I think Amazon, now you can see not for today. I mean, it's down when the rest of the market's up. And I don't have a lot of time, but I have some time. If it were to, consolidate, another day or two and turn, I would probably take, as long as I have 4 days or so, I would take a pre-earning trade on that. Even though, I mean, you can see there's a lot of excitement getting built up into these earnings all of a sudden. These 4 days right here really changed a lot. I mean, this thing jumped in that period of time. Just that. Oh, that was fast. You're done, so Peter. All of it. He's just like, yeah, I'm done. I made a nice chunk. We'll call it a day. Well done. Nice little pickup. APH. Overextended. Maybe I would trade Alibaba. Retail consumer discretionary is looking stronger. These guys have both consumer discretionary and like a pretty expansive AI component. I think this company's poised. I haven't seen the options in these in a while. We'll see if it actually pulls back and gives us a setup. We'll go take a peek. Make it think. Well, hopefully in a good way, not like a oh man, you just really threw me off. Like I had a plan and now I'm second guessing it kind of way. That would be a bad contribution. I don't want that. Hopefully it extends too. Like it's the same conversation regardless of the trade. It's the same conversation we typically have. I find. Okay, Bank of America. Both Steven and I are looking at this one. This is a fan favorite of his, but it is definitely giving us the type of a consolidation at the end of a strong move that makes us think I would consider trading that. I would consider trading a pullback down into here. I would actually let it come all the way back. Um, so BAC is strong. It's closer than other things are. I think that there's a lot of strength in the financial sector. Come tomorrow night, we're going to be doing some searching, but we saw the sectors that we're most interested in. We'll be trading it once it turns back around. Steven said, I feel you. C looks very strong. I love Citigroup. We'll be there in a second, but I agree with you there. Definitely needs a pullback. It's definitely kind of just overextended on us right now. It's at new highs. I mean, come on, this thing is fabulous. Is definitely one of my favorites as well from that group. Caterpillar, still the options don't look great on this one. Interestingly. Okay. CF Industries. Now again, this one is impacted. So kind of think of it like oil. You can see that this is having a similar retracement. If I were to if I were to switch this to oil, I'm just going to go to the few. Where's my mouse? Come on, mouse. If I were to switch this to CL, almost identical, you can see, right? So almost to the T. What's happening with oil? Happening with um, this fertilizer? Very, very similar. Very similar. Sienna, strong? Not really. That's a tough one. I just think it's a little overextended still. Coherent, no. Cisco making a little move still. Delta, Diamonds, Dow Chemical, boo. Weird gap down on us. GE would be close if it weren't for the fact that they report earnings tomorrow. Um, and if you don't have a mechanism in your chart to think about this, you want to make sure this is a great case. Some charts, some people don't have. I'm going to show you what I mean here. Some don't have an expanded area. It looks like this. You're so tucked up against the hard right edge. I got to tell you, it's a funny thing. My spatial awareness, like I hate bumping so close to this. I need some space there. But one of the things that space there does is it gives you the ability to see upcoming corporate events. Like, are they going to pay a dividend in the next week or two that could influence price of options when they go ex dividend? Um, could um, right? And so, could they be reporting earnings tomorrow? And you're about to put this trade on, and you're like, I don't know, I didn't see it. So that's why I find it so important to put in some measure of extra space, because now I can see this earnings. I can see if there's a dividend that would be floating out here. Keep that in mind. Ooh, fly. Perfect timing. We're right around that area alphabetically, Peter. Boom, fly. Got rid of one, still have one. What do I think? I think it's still got momentum. Friday would be a like if you took one on Friday, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. I would have taken a piece off on Friday if I had a piece. Was there still a reason to hold? Well, yeah, because it smashed higher, and right now you got a bullish engulfing candle. You've got a nice upward pointing stochastics. Um, so I would absolutely still have a piece of that on. Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, if you wanted to have like a target mechanism, I'm going to go like this. And this is about it's a big move. I think you could have another one of those. I'd be looking low 50s potentially. Okay. Love it. I'm starting to get symbols thrown my way, and I love it. Love it, love it. I'm gonna take a few and then we'll get back to our list. It's like a lightning round. Just throw it at me. Let's see what it looks like, VRT. Overextended but strong. I agree. Overextended, but with a potential, this you could certainly make an argument. Didn't have great volume, but you could make the argument that it broke the flag. And be, if you were in a bullish trade, I'd be like, oh, I wonder if you either A, are still holding a piece of this prior move, or B, you decided you liked the way that flag action looked and you're going to take it now. This one doesn't have a lot of time. 422. You've got today and tomorrow, and then Monday morning or two. Today's Monday. And then Wednesday morning, they report earnings, and that obviously could have quite the impact. Okay, what's next? Love it. It's a good Monday. ASTS came my way. Let's take a quick peek there. ASTS. AST Space Mobile. Okay, there you go. Another oh, they took it on the chin today this morning. Look at that. They've already got average volume 36 minutes in today. Oh, it's super interesting. Gap down, but it's clawing back, but it's still down 9% today. Is that oh, it's not across the board. Look at Rocket Lab. Boom. Doing its thing. Okay. Did I miss one? AVEX, John says. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Oh, it's the IPO. Huh? A little IPO action. I don't look into IPOs as much as I used to. I probably should. IPO'd on Friday, opened at 23, ran to 27, then gapped up to 30 and ran to 38. It feels like the old days. This feels like the when I cut my teeth in the industry, I actually started working um, as a temp in at Fidelity, and then I got brought on to get my Series 7, and this was like 99, 2000, and it was right at the tail end of all there was like IPO, and everyone would throw as much money as they possibly could into it, and then it just started failing. Like it just like people would get in and it would just fall apart. And I mean, there was a heyday. Like these things would IPO and just take off. Everyone would try to load as much money in it as they could. Okay. AVAX. Let's see. NMAX. Let me take a quick peek. NMAX. I don't remember where I was. Okay, Newsmax. Newsmax. They're trying. They're trying to stabilize down here. Back and forth. SPY closed the 4 hour ago. Okay, they looked like it was trying to push up. It was definitely pushing lunar. Okay, nice. All right, let's go back to the SPY and then we'll get back to our list. Whoops. Woo. Pushed up, rolled over. Interesting. It did close it barely and then pulling back a little bit, but I'm still oriented more bullishly than not at this point now that we broke the upside. Okay. All right, I'm going to go try to remember where I was alphabetically on our watch list. It seems like we were around GE. Gold, nothing there. GM, just kind of waiting. Google. Oh, I would love Google to just give me a couple of days, pull back and turn. Can we catch something? Goldman also strong, like City, not quite as much, but strength there. Home Depot, kind of flat. IBM looks good again. It's got to get through earnings, but okay. Intel. Okay, Lumentum. Lamb Research, big strong move up. Now it's in consolidation. It's got earnings in just a couple of days. Here is a MasterCard, a bit overextended. Meta. Ooh, Meta. Meta has time. Couple of days, pull back, and then give us a week worth of momentum trade. This thing will be that's on my radar. Monster, just trying. Oh, look at Marvell, gapped up big today, up 5%. Morgan, waiting to see. Microsoft, Micron. I like Micron on a pullback. Netflix trying to stabilize after a big gap down on earnings. Nvidia. Let's see. Ooh, Nvidia looks good on a pullback. Palantir. So Palantir, I don't know. I still kind of have like a downside. Like it's you can see that it held this 127. 1, 2, 3. But is it likely to test there again? I think there's a chance it does. Um QQQ overextended. Rocket Lab. Strong Ross Stores. Ross Stores is it's a good looking stock, but it's what I call a grinder, meaning it's just sort of grinding higher, but not really giving good swings. It goes up and it comes back down, and then it goes up and then it comes and it makes that higher low, higher high sequence. This one's just sort of kind of pushing higher, makes it harder to find good entries. So okay. RTX. Actually, RTX looks like a pretty decent setup. They've got to start refilling, is what we were talking about last week, but it's got earnings tomorrow. Certainly post earnings opportunity there. Silver, no. Kyle says gap down on earnings from Netflix if it stabilizes could be interesting. I agree. I agree. If it holds support and starts to show, then yeah, 100%. Market overreacts to earnings all the time. I agree with that. SNDK, I got to tell you, this looks. You can see the stochastics is already starting to pinch in here. Sometimes you get broader pullbacks. Sometimes you get flag style pullbacks. And you kind of have to decide is which one do you think it is? SPY, where are we? Oh, well, we tried, but it just sort of stalled out a little bit here. You can see it's meandering a little bit now. Um, so yeah. Okay. STX. Well, let's get out of this into this. That's why fighting the good fight to try and make a comeback. TJX. No, kind of flat. Here's Tesla. Tesla had a too big of a breakout for me to be. I'm gonna tell you, like right now, um I'm looking at it and just kind of thinking it's yeah, it's just kind of not really doing much. It could have a pullback. I would cut this big candle in half. Right around this area. And if post earnings it comes back and holds, then I'm thinking to myself, this thing looks like it's ready to start trying to make the next move higher. That's the reversal process. Um, may change. Certainly, it could, or the announcement could have an initial like slightly negative reaction, then it stabilizes, and then yeah, right. I'm looking for price to confirm. Although it's funny because I tell you I don't really trade Tesla much. I'll talk about it for sure. UPS overextended. Vale overextended. Viking. VIX. So we talked. Okay, now here's an interesting one because we talked about the VIX. So even though the market is I mean it's flat, it's a little down now. The SPY is down 0.15%. And the VIX is up. Let's see. What's the amount? About almost 10%. That's a pretty big pop. I mean, it's not like I'm thinking, oh man, the VIX is going crazy. Remember, I said anything under the gap is fine. Anything under this level is even better because that keeps us under the moving averages. So even from here, it could go higher and then stabilize and then turn over. And I'd be like, oh, that looks very bullish to me. That looks very bullish to me. Okay. BOD. This is one I've been watching actually. I like this kind of a lot, and this is probably an early candidate for a trade alert today. We've got this nice cup and handle pattern occurring above the 50, which is quite bullish. I'd be looking for pretty decent move on this one as this gets closer to the second half of the day. Of everything we've seen, this is probably the top candidate right now and one we would be looking for. What will the thoughts be? I'm looking for the full extension. This went from, let's say, 1440 to 16, 1440 to 16. That's $1.60 on the breakout. That puts me around 16, 15, 17, 15. Now the options aren't great. I'm looking at a stock trade, but I'll still be able to get probably at least a 3.25 to 1. Um, it's not all that dissimilar from a stock trade we did just recently. WDC waiting for maybe a little pullback. Walmart flat. Okay. Well, that's the list. What did I miss? What did I miss? What else do we have to look at? How's everybody feeling? And is that how you wanted to feel? Those are the questions. Those are the questions. I overall things look increasingly bullish. The caution that we have would be the fact that the market's overextended and certainly ripe for a retracement of some kind, some sort of a consolidation. So you never want to get in only to have that happen and have to sit through it, potentially take a loss. But yeah, I think we're all on the same page as far as that goes. 100%, Stephen. I definitely agree. When I put that out, I'm not going to put I'm not going to put an option trade up. It's the options didn't look. I didn't like the options. So for VOD, same thing for me. Stock trade, a stock trade. So okay. Well, any other questions? Maybe we just wrap up a few minutes early today. If you don't have anything else, let's still take a look at the intraday of the SPY one more time. That'll give you a chance to ask any questions that you may have. Um, Let me go back here. Yeah, we ASX is a document. I couldn't think of the symbol all of a sudden, Stephen. ASX, yes, it was a good trade. And and uh, yeah, this seems to have stalled a little bit, but if it can bounce from here, I think we'll have some XOM. Absolutely. Let me take a quick peek at that one, Vladimir. Let me take a quick peek at that one. And whale. Oil is okay. I mean, it's trying to hold up after this big pullback for sure. But it is very sensitive to the global economic or the global news. HIMS is one that we've had and come across before. Consumer discretionary. Yeah. Okay. That one definitely has some positive momentum. It's up 8% today. Pretty strong. So all right. Listen, make good food choices. Yes. It's good to see everybody. Tomorrow morning we'll be on, but as of right now, I definitely see prospects for a trade alert. So keep an eye out later today. And we'll be on for tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your day, everybody. I really appreciate we've just had like a great surge in energy over the last week or two, I've noticed. So some new people or some relatively new people who are a little more confident to just kind of ask questions, pull out trades. I think it brings a great energy. So like days like today where we got symbols coming, people are offering trades, we get to do some real time assessments and just all learn from each other. That's an amazing environment to participate in. Let's go. Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy trading.